Thank y'all so much. I'm Crystal. This is my husband, Pete. Together we are Ordinary Elephant. And we played a handful of shows at the end of July in front of people, but otherwise it's mostly been our dogs. And so it's wonderful to be sharing this evening with you. Thank you for being here. We live in South Louisiana now. We used to live here. Actually, we lived in Houston. Then we lived on the road full time in an RV for 5 years with our dogs. And we're still married, so that's good. Actually, it was just our anniversary a couple days ago. Yeah.
How many years of putting up with me?
9 years married, 12 years together.
12 years putting up with me.
Yeah. But all that, the time, traveling, it really gave us an appreciation for how much where you come from is a lot more than a place. It's the people that you come from, too. So we're going to start out with a song and send it out to my mom, a song I wrote for her, and I think they're probably watching from home. So. Eggshell white, paint in your hair, dirt beneath your nails, and years on the back of your hands. Some things can't wash clean, and some will stick around. Blades of St. Augustine scattered across the driveway. Still feels like Sunday when I hear a Cajun band. Every chamber of my heart bears the mark of what I come from. Sometimes our world falls apart, but I guess that's what it takes to find the part that cannot break. Wooden table on a concrete slab. The fish are red and the crabs are blue. Every 5-gallon bucket carries a piece of you. Some things can't wash clean, but some will stick around. Beer and a deck of cards, an old bed sheet for a tablecloth. Some of those days are lost, but most I still come across. Every chamber of my heart bears the mark of what I come from. Sometimes our world falls apart, but I guess that's what it takes to find the part that cannot break. I come from hardwood, I come from never giving up, I come from you. I built cities from sidewalk chalk and sailed the world in a cardboard boat. I hope I always dream that big. I put the whole damn kitchen in every pot of coal. It's funny how songs can change over time, and not necessarily what they mean, but how you feel them, how they land for you. And this next song we typically introduce by saying it's what you get when you mix depression and a grocery store, which is still true. But I just had, when I wrote it, I really had no idea the depth that could take on in the year 2020. And, the last several months we've all been dealing with. Whole nother meeting. He's the grocery shopper
Now
now.
I go, yeah.
Yeah, I don't do that anymore.
One, two, three.
There's a pizza crust in the parking lot, and a blackbird with a new batch of friends. The engine's off now, seatbelt's still on, gathering up the energy to go in. There's a shopping cart in the 4 o'clock surge, telling the light where to land. Fingers back and forth between the steering wheel and the seat. I wish that cart could talk to my hands. I know where to go, I don't know how. I'm just a shadow trying to get off the ground. Grocery store greeter, by yellow vest so you can see her, waiting to be hospitable. I do my best to reciprocate, fake a frugal smile, not sure who's more uncomfortable. The produce is impossible, can't make decisions on a good day. What am I supposed to do now? All these artificial people in this artificial light, yeah, I don't feel like myself anyhow. I know where to go, I don't know how. I'm just a shadow trying to get off the ground. Myself in the freezer door glass, see myself and what's behind it, suspended on a shelf, waiting to expire or be brought back to life. There's a tap on my shoulder, concerned voice in my ear. Is there something I can help you find? Guess I look confused, a little bit lost, or maybe it's just how I look in this light. I know where to go, I don't know how. I'm just a shadow trying to get off the ground. Nowhere to go, I don't know how. I'm just a shadow trying to get off the ground. It seems like a lot of songs, even if they're not a love song or a breakup song, they're still about a human relationship in some form or fashion, on some level. But we humans can have relationships with things other than humans, and animals are we're big animal people. We're dog people, but we don't have a dog song just yet. But we do have a horse song, so we'll play our horse song.
We're not horse people.
We're not horse people in the sense that we do not have horses, but we like horses.
Yeah. Horses like songs that are in tune too.
That they do. I've heard that horses they'll get very angry if the song played about them is not played in tune. You don't want a stampede of angry horses.
Common knowledge.
In the days when horses rode and man made the wind, the north became our leader. When the west turned its back on the sun again, we moved like widowed water, swept by narrow stone. In the days when horses rode, our feet squeezed their barrel chest, their feet barreled through the dirt. No line between man and beast, and we were one with the earth. Down narrow mountain passes, you would never make it through alone. In the days when horses rode. Oh, my sweet Harriet, she turned like a rhyme that you hear and can't forget. Faster than your last drink goes dry, fast enough to save your life. Unbroken spirits carried hold, broken men and broken bones, the hooves and heroes gathered in the middle of the main road, breaking the news we'd known for weeks to women and children with tear-stained cheeks. In the days when horses rode. Oh, my sweet Harriet, she turned like a rhyme that you hear and can't forget. Faster than your last drink goes dry, fast enough to save your life. Me and my mare went back to work, tending the farm and the pasture, till she walked alone past the boundary line. I knew not to follow after. There were things that were hard to believe and things that you had to. In the days when horses rode. Oh, my sweet Harriet, she turned like a rhyme that you hear and can't forget. Faster than your last drink goes dry, fast enough to save your life, fast enough to save your life. I don't know that we have enough beverages up here. We might need another barrel.
One of each.
When I was a pathologically shy child. I was just, I didn't really speak to strangers, and I've just always been a quiet person by nature, and the type that doesn't. I don't like conflict, confrontation, and I like to keep the peace and make everybody happy. And as I got older, it felt like that was all fine, and I was maybe the only one that would be affected by that. Being maybe I'd miss out on certain interactions or certain conversations with people, but that it wasn't really adversely affecting anyone else. But it then became clear to me that as a quiet white person, I can actually be incredibly dangerous, given the situation that you may be in. And it doesn't. we can want things to not be the way they are, or want them to be different, but wanting that is not, it's not enough. It's a place to start, but we also have to, if we want things to change, we have to listen to how to best create that change, and we have to speak up about the kind of change that we want. A system built up broken and a game that's fixed. Why can't we diagnose it for the cancer that it is? Stop lying to its children there, waiting road. Yeah, it'll be good as new real soon. Back alley crime, spill it out on the sidewalk, or into a driver's seat, or while jogging down the street, or just sleeping with the lights off. History repeating, the pen long since out of ink, so they scrawled it out in blood, kept writing down what we should think. I didn't ask for it to be this way, but here it is, here it is. More silence ain't gonna make it change. It's getting caught on camera for all the world to see. Million pixels, 1,000 words shouting at us from the screen, screaming out what we could have heard if we had been listening to years of black voices and what a quiet knee on a field might really mean. There's no rug to sweep it under, twist of words to make it right. The truth is staring us down like a mirror in the morning light. Can't be unseen, can't be undone. Can't call it a lesson learned if it doesn't teach anyone. I didn't ask for it to be this way. Here it is, here it is. More silence ain't gonna make it change. Well, this year, it's been about 3.5 years since we lost my grandmother, my mom's mom. Her name was Birdie, and she was a wonderful lady. She dealt with a lot of unfortunate things in the last few years of her life, but no matter what she was going through. Whenever we saw her, she was always happy to see us, and I take after her quite a bit. I'm a worrier like her, and I always have a napkin in my purse, always, like a random napkin in my pocket, or I walk away from the table and I'm like, why do
or
I?
Your hand.
Or my hand, I got it from her. But yeah, I take after her quite a bit, but I'm hoping the being happy no matter what's going on. I hope that's something I get to. Alarm clock on her bedside table, bright red numbers bigger than your head. She couldn't see them otherwise. She said she might never go to bed. She got her teeth tucked in a tumbler, bright white smile floating in the night. She couldn't flash that grin otherwise, but you'd still see it in her eyes. I hope to be that happy. I hope to be that happy. When the E on the eye chart gets blurry and I turn in my keys, when there is more behind than in front of me. She once was a dancing girl, New York City coastline. Then she went on down to Texas. He told her that's where the stars really shine. Black and white wedding day picture hung proudly in a frame of gold. She doesn't cry when she speaks of it. She makes you laugh telling stories that he told. I hope to be that happy. I hope to be that happy. When the E on the eye chart gets blurry and I turn in my keys, when there is more behind than in front of me. City. I told her I should make my way down. She said I'll take you out dancing right at the old Horseshoe Lounge. And at the end of our Sunday night phone call, she said thank you for talking to me, 'cause there are no telephones in heaven, but I heard there might be TV. I hope to be that happy. I hope to be that happy. To leave behind every place I've been for all the places I can be. When there is more behind than in front of me, I hope I will know all that matters right in front of me. Thank you. Well, something that I do in addition to writing songs is writing poetry. And actually something I did before I wrote songs. I was always a writer before I came to writing through music. And we send out a monthly-ish newsletter, and we typically include poetry in there. And we had a few people send back, well, when are you going to put those together into a book? And we thought that was a good idea, and so we did that. And, so we have those with us, and I'm going to read you something from there. This one was called Forest Walk. Peeling like paint, strips of bark coming off the birches, otherworldly white, too clean for the forest, too pure for the pollution. Branches reaching skyward in a frozen hallelujah. I drag my feet through the litter of leaves these trees left behind, rustling and crunching through a papery creek of rust and gold and brown. Hands in my pockets, breath in the air, building and billowing like car exhaust at a morning traffic light. Matter changing states in a matter-of-fact way, following rules the earth set as I follow the forest in search of my own. So earlier this year, I was reading a New York Times article. It was an opinion piece on death, written by a palliative care and hospice physician, just kind of talking about people's different their views of mortality, given this collective thing that we've all been dealing with. And there's something in it that really stuck out to me that just I loved. He talked about how he doesn't like to think about the death as the physical end of your body, that on a molecular level we are made up of atoms that have been here well before we've been here and will go on well after we are here. And it just kind of gets recycled. These atoms are becoming different things, and I loved that have in just such a time of loss. There's something comforting in that, just thinking about what we may have been and what we may go on to be. And we wrote this song shortly thereafter. Let's pretend we are pigeons strutting round a Sunday bench, dancing for our dinner from an old man humming old hymns. We can be beggars, we can help pass the time, build a bridge for joy to walk upon without seeing the design. Let's pretend we are rosary beads being rolled in wrinkled hands, or sunk deep into a stranger's skin next to the name of his first band. We can be someone's prayer, we can be a permanent scar, we can be the dust that grants the wish inside a fallen star. We're in the service of a circle that ain't broken yet, and everything that is always been and will someday be again. But ashes to atoms, we all fall from our skin. So let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are poetry, printed on a page, watching heavy eyes trace our shape as we give their weight a name. We can be a teacher, we can be a hand to hold, outlive the mind that wrote us down, forgive the words it chose. We're in the service of a circle that ain't broken yet, and everything that is always been and will someday be again. But ashes to atoms, we all fall from our skin. So let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never that never ends. Let's pretend we are a promise hanging heavy from a tongue, put out like a handshake for someone else to judge. We can be a savior or a trick up a sleeve. We can be who we say we are or who they need us to be. We're in the service of a circle that ain't broken yet. So let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Thank you. It's lovely to get to share that song and the song we're about to play or newer songs that were written over these last several months. And it's lovely to be able to share them with humans. Something that we've just tried to always come back to is gratitude and just being thankful for the things that we have and the little things that can just really make a day. It's kind of what we were thinking about when we wrote this one. Fields of rye and golden rye, waving in the wind, I give 'em a nod. The crows are calling, got dogs at my feet. Joy has not forgotten me. This gravel road crackles like static in the air. Don't know the way, but I'm getting there. It's humming in my head, melody breaking free. Joy's not forgotten me. Tonight I sway to that old time sound, in a crown of starlight and a cotton gown. I dance with the moon through the cracks in the clouds, sing my thanks for what I found. Sing my thanks for what I found. Spent the day stacking wood in the shade of the pines, cutting what fell and calling it mine. Fuel for the evening, an offering from the trees. Joy's not forgotten me. Campfire turns a song to a smile, like a totem die cut straight from time. I'll tell it on the prairie, I have all I need. Joy's not forgotten me. Tonight I sway to that old time sound, in a crown of starlight and a cotton gown. I dance with the moon through the cracks in the clouds, sing my thanks for what I found. Sing my thanks for what I found. Joy's not forgotten me. Tonight I sway to that
said last few months. I can't help but thinking it's been years.
I know.
And
It
this
very well
must
may
be
have
what
been.
dogs feel like, huh? Like,
Right, when you go away from them for
Yeah,
like
2
2
hours.
hours, and they're like, "It has been 7 years. Where have you been?" That's about what it feels like right now. But since seeing faces like this, like it's been like 10 years. It feels like. I think some songs find you because they know you need to hear them. And we navigate through the world by we pattern recognition, and you compare things and contrast things, and that's how we navigate. But there are certain situations where comparison is not really helpful. When you start comparing yourself to other people, especially in this day of social media, when it's like you're comparing yourself to people who you think people are. That's not even half the time who they really are, and it's something we all do, but it's never a good thing. And, we always try to be inspired in those situations. We wrote this to remind us of that.
That was too fast.
It was.
Huh? 1, 2. That's still too fast. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Over in the corner, like an old bar stool, he held me up right when I needed him to. He said, "Listen up, my friend. Let me tell you what I know. You can wish you were someone else, then you gotta let it go. 'Cause that's a good way to get a bad start. I don't care what straw you drew. Gotta let it make the best of you." We ain't playing a game, we ain't running a race. It's a way of life, boy. You just gotta find your place. Used to be like you. We'll sit here in the dark, watch them in the spotlight, pick myself apart. That's a good way to get a bad start. I don't care what straw you drew. Gotta let it make the best of you. You don't need to bring down the house if you can bring them inside. When they bring down the lights, then the room went dark. I could barely see his face. Picked up his own Martin box, ready for the stage. He said, "Let me ask you this. What you gonna do? You pick yourself up or find a crack to fall through? 'Cause that's a good way to get a bad start. I don't care what straw you drew. Gotta let it make the best of you. You don't need a good way, get a bad start. I don't care what straw you drew. a huge thank you to Rusty and Teresa for just keeping this place going over this last time, and just they're the best. And Jacob on sound over there doing a phenomenal job. And everyone else whose name I do not know that works here, that makes this place run. You know, it's just we so appreciate this place and all of you for being a part of it. Usually it's him, because he has a banjo, and then he's got this thing with the extra strings. Usually if there's a tuning issue, it's usually him.
I'll take the blame.
Jenny was a good woman, James was a gentleman. Pushed hard against the pushback, they loved like porcelain. It was a work of art, they got stronger under fire. Got judged for being what it was worth the fight. Don't forget what you come from. Don't forget what you come from. Jenny showed up at 16. James was born right down the street to a name that told him who he should be. There were things you didn't do, people you didn't talk to, but Jenny and James, they didn't care who knew. Don't forget what you come from. Don't forget what you come from. Jenny kept a diary, James just kept it in. Everybody's got their own way, dealing with where they've been. They left before you got here. She left her words to read, and I give you her name to remind you of who you can be. Don't forget what you come from. 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 Don't forget what you come from.
Thank you. I like how someone's phone ding was like right at that last. They were right in time.
It's the only proper
Right, it's the only proper
acceptable
way to
phone
have a phone
usage.
go off. Yeah, if it's in time, that's fine.
Well, Crystal mentioned we were full-time RVers for 5 years, and I think that's probably like pretty. It seems like it's getting more popular now. But we were definitely before it was cool, I think. And we got to visit Washington D.C. and had like 2 hours to see everything. I think there's a couple museums there that we missed, but we ended up taking the subway down to the National Mall, and I think we knew we wanted to go right where we went. We went to the Vietnam Memorial, and even though like that was for whatever reason we'd read about it and wanted to go there, and no amount of reading or knowing about it would prepare us for just the like impact that it has when you walk up to the wall. It's
it almost feels like something physical is
Yeah.
just being like you just feel this heaviness as you're walking up to it that I just was not prepared for, and just you can read a number, but seeing every single name etched out in stone is just it is a totally different thing. And we walked along there and then continued on, and as we left there, we also got to thinking about people whose names are not on that wall, but who were there and who are still here, and the things that they can sometimes deal with, given where they've been. And we wrote this song. Don't smell your bourbon today, just car exhaust and a drizzle on the dirt. Waiting on the city bus, Constitution and 21st. The kid sits down with his face to his phone. If you were here, I can just hear what you'd say. Try being 19 and 69, boy, spitting Sunnybrook right in his face. Shot him down in 73. The war was all but over. Took a month to make it home, and 6 more before you could hold her. Somewhere on these city streets, you lost your will and your composure. The war is anything but over. You take me once a week to walk that wall that does not bear your name. Relive the war, relive the return to the girl who never took your name. As far as I can tell, that was the only thing she didn't take. The girl and the war always left me not knowing what to say. Shot him down in 73. The war was all but over. Took a month to make it home, and 6 more before you could hold her. Somewhere on these city streets, you lost your will and your composure. The war is anything but over. Haven't seen you around in a spell. I hear you drying out and raising hell. A friend locked you in at the Stardust. Poor man's rehab is a cheap motel. 'Cause sometimes an outsider knows what you need better than anyone you've ever tried to be.
No one picks a fight they think they will lose, but some battles you don't get to choose. Shot him down in 73. The war was all but over. Took a month to make it home and 6 more before you could hold her. Somewhere on these city streets you lost your will and your composure. The war is anything but over. The war is anything but over.
Yeah, so when we lived in Houston, and then we transitioned to that living on the road. If anyone's ever downsized, say from a house to an apartment, or from an apartment to a closet inside of an apartment, it's
Long story.
You quickly realize how much stuff you keep that you just isn't really necessary in your day-to-day life, and you have to figure out what's important enough to make this move, to change to this other space. But in an RV, it matters how much those things that you bring along with you, it matters how much they weigh, because there are weight ratings for RVs. So as we're going through our things, we have to say, is this worth the weight of it to bring along with us? And the play on that phrase just got stuck in my little songwriter wrinkles in my brain, and started thinking about all the things in life that aren't physical, that also have weight. We ended up here.
The window in the wood frame, you're afraid, thinking things only a kid can. You're 6 years old, but someday you'll be standing where I am. More of a man, more you won't understand. You will wonder if it's worth the wait, the worry that wears you down. Have your life spent figuring out how to make the other half count. You can count on asking yourself if what you're doing is enough. If you're anything like me, when you grow up. Scattered puzzle on the table, big picture starting to take shape. Every piece has a place to fall, but you got mistakes to make. You're green enough to bend, pure enough to break. You will wonder if it's worth the wait, the worry that wears you down. Have your life spent figuring out how to make the other half count. You can count on asking yourself if what you're doing is enough. If you're anything like me, when you grow up, you will question the fight and how it is won. You will fight the question of whether it can be done to keep kind. All that rises from your chest to your tongue. Don't ever let your words undo the work you've done. Sunlight through the kitchen window, your shadow stands up taller than you. I'm 36 years old, but someday I will stand up taller too. If all the talk I talk is something I can live up to, 'cause I still wonder if it's worth the wait. The worry wears me down. I'm still figuring out how to make it all count, and I can count on of asking myself if what I'm doing is too much. Let you be who you want to be when you grow up.
Well, I'm in way too many songwriting groups. I have an overcommitment problem in general, but when it comes to that specifically.
Not to me.
Not to you, but just to things in life. I always try to do too much. But I love groups like that, prompt things that where you write to a prompt or an exercise, and if you really give into it, you find these things that are living in your brain that you didn't realize you needed to write about, that you needed to get out. And such was the case with this next song. It just felt so far tucked away back in my life that I just would have never sat down to write about it. But I'm thankful that it has helped me see where I kind of came on that journey, and if anyone else that is going through that journey needs to hear it. I grew up I was an 80s kid, and I feel like at that time in particular, it was just really thin was the thing to be, and I was not as a kid. And when it's almost made to feel like something is wrong with you. And as a kid, that's the last thing you want. As a young adult growing up, you don't want to feel like something's wrong with you. And in high school, when my very limited knowledge of human physiology and how the nuances of eating and weight and how all that works, in my mind it was just you eat more, you weigh more, and so I know how to fix it. I just won't eat, and that fixed it for a while. But like any short-term fix to anything, it doesn't last, and then you have to face the real problem and deal with it. But fortunately, it was something that I was able to deal with, and thankful that I can look back on it.
I would keep it in, figured I would sort it out later. Kept everyone out of what I was doing. Trimmed it all down, cut it back to nothing. Little less on my plate, a lot less weight to carry around. I was a quiet, craving, a creature of habit and consequence, full of self-control and sabotage, unable to tell the difference. I would live on coffee, cigarettes, and white lies. Yeah, I ate lunch before I left the house. Would look in the mirror like I was a debt I was paying down. Watch it shrink, but never enough. I was a quiet, craving, a creature of habit and consequence, full of self-control and sabotage, unable to tell the difference. Couple people tried to call me out, trying to do the right thing. All it did was tell me I was doing something right, in my messed up way of thinking. Well, later came and I had to sort it out. I learned that you never really do. There's always a whisper trying to give me the answer, trying to speak louder than the truth. I was a quiet craving, a creature of habit and consequence, full of self-control and sabotage. I'm learning to tell the difference.
It's poetry time again. I'm going to read you one called Tree Swing. Parallel ropes hanging from the giant oak tree, like skinny pigtail braids, stopping about 2 feet from the mossy ground. A wooden rectangle holds them together like a barrette. Wind pushes the swing seat back and forth like a mother. The sun is peeking in and out of the clouds as the part of the earth I'm standing on is running from it. I smell the dirt that's always almost mud under these branches that catch the light. I watch my step, roots running from resistance, digging deep for what they need. I sit on the cold wood, wrap my forearms around the front of the rope braids, grasping them just above my head, lift my feet and lose the resistance, digging deep for what I need. Something I think the pandemic has tried to teach me, or tried to help me realize, is how that a lot of things can wait. You know, I'm one of those who I like to feel productive. You know, like I'm getting things done if I have the time to do it, and I don't like to waste time. And so when you have a bunch of time and you're trying to process all these, you know, this crazy time we're going through, it's hard to get things done. And it's, you know, I think this time has tried to help show me how to be kinder to ourselves and to myself, and to try to realize that rest is also important. And so this one we wrote this one, pretty kind of early on, when I was still having a lot of really weird dreams from at the start of the pandemic.
Keep waiting for the dreams to stop with all their dying eyes. The face always one of the hands always mine. Like a street dog waiting in the morning light, not sure how to trust. Just a silhouette in my doorway, trying to remember who I was. There's a day waiting for no one can see it out the screen door, asking me what I'm waiting for. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. There are days when hope is a ghost, just a brush across my cheek. but it hangs around in my heart like old dogs that never leave. So I made a promise to be kind, take it slow, let myself breathe. But fear blows in like smoke, and that promise gets hard to keep. There's a day waiting for no one can see it out the screen door, asking me what I'm waiting for. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. When it comes down to the end of this life or this evening, I'll keep fighting to remember what I have trouble believing. It's not procrastination, it's patience. Being still is not being weak. My silence can be of service to the words I will speak. So when there's a day waiting for no one can see it out the screen door, I will know what I'm waiting for. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow.
Well, there's nothing like turning 40 in 2020 to make the midlife crisis wheels just start turning, you know?
Grinding.
Grinding, yes, yes. So I wrote a song about it.
Weird.
Weird, I know.
The smell of coffee's lying around like confetti on the floor. Dust is falling in a sunbeam, and it looks like fake snow in that Christmas snow globe at the lighthouse that Grandma always leaves at for a month or two past Mardi Gras. Everything is a beacon, a breadcrumb leading me back to a moment bookmarked in my brain, ready to be turned to and unfolded so I can tear it out and hold it right up against what's right in front of me. Oh, 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 oh. I've been too busy comparing now to then and too far from the end to feel the end creeping closer. But every crumpled calendar page is more than a step forward, it's a step away. Back here it's clear, my path ain't pointing toward forever. Life has always been an arc, been toward this half-century mark, leaving behind a wake of wondering where I should have been. Every one of its waves stacking up instead of fading. keeps ringing loud into the ether. Oh, oh, oh. So I guess this is my mandatory midlife comeuppance, where I learned that time both changes and it doesn't. That I can always say there used to be more of it left, and that will always be true. And that thought keeps me up at night, tossing and turning over questions that I tried harder to get through. They used to raise their hands, wave them quiet in the dark. Now those hands are fists, slugging me in the arm, yelling tag. You're it, between the blaring of my alarm. So every morning is a fight between doing right by the days left and planning out just how to do that. There's a line between balance and being lost and trying to find it. It's as fine as every wrinkle in this bathroom mirror. I realize we are reflections of everything that we have seen, but I believe that if we're lucky, all that we have let ourselves dream, still flickering in the dark somewhere like a worn-out film in a dollar theater movie screen. Oh, 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 oh,
We have a couple more songs for you. Everyone out there that is watching from the live stream, we so appreciate you. And the best way to keep these happening with these high quality live streams are to become a supporting member of the Mucky Duck. And so you can do that over at their website. We so appreciate being able to live stream and not having to be the ones doing all the tech side of it. It's, oh my gosh, that was such a learning curve. Fun times.
Fun time.
Learning how to be all of the things, you know, the lighting and the sound, and you really appreciate all the people that do that for you in venues. Yeah, we're so thankful to the Duck for all they're doing.
They're still feeding the front line too, so
They are, which is amazing.
yeah, go over to their website and buy a meal for a frontline worker. The meals here are exquisite.
Yes, we get very excited when we play here because we know we're going to get fed here too.
Fed well.
Yes. Yeah, we have a couple more. We started the set with the song for my mom, so we're gonna do my dad's song now. 'Cause I think they're probably watching from home in Louisiana.
I hope he didn't fall asleep yet.
Oh, he might have fallen asleep. Wait, nudge him, Mom.
Daddy was a railroad man, raised by a woman whose life and love showed in her hands. She saw fire and death, was given a lesson, her fair share, but never asked for more. She just thanked the stars and daughters, held close and 9 sons and smile that she put in his eye. She lived a small town life, taught him what it means to try. When south wind carries home, whistle of their freight train, I can hear them speak to me, see the streets she gave and the mountains she made. Makes me proud to share his name. Summer sun, we drove back to that town where the dirt turns red and the river's brown. He stood tall and strong for the song that she gave him for times like those. When we watched fly away, a woman of amazing grace. When the south wind carries home, whistle of their freight train, I can hear her speak to me, see the strength she gave and the mountains she made. Makes me proud to share his name. Share his name. Share his name.
Again, thank you so much for being here with us this evening. We really appreciate it. We'll leave you with this one that is somehow like nearly a year and a half old, which again, time is just,
It's like 11 in dog years.
yeah. Yeah, time is just a strange thing right now. But we started our pandemic off by flying to and from Australia in a matter of 5 days.
Half of that was on the plane.
Right, it was. Which I would not recommend. We had a tour planned there, and it was when everything was still changing very, very quickly, and everything was still a go, and so we went, and then we played one show, and again, things changed quickly, and everything started shutting down, and so we had to find our way back home, which we did, and you're kind of running on adrenaline, and okay, got the plane changed, okay, we got home safely, and then you get home, and the weight of everything that's really happening just kind of sinks in. And we wrote this one out on our back porch.
Tell me that story again, darling. Oh, will we all end up alright? Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true once upon a time? I'll keep keeping up with the laundry. You keep keeping up with the car. I guess things aren't really changing here. It sure feels like they are. It sure feels like they are. We got good dogs, we got a good porch. Got that's something we can choose. Tell me that story again, darling. Won't we all end up alright? Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true? Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true? Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true? Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true? Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true? Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true? Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true? Wasn't it true once upon a time?